CREWCast. 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 Give it up for the CREWCast!
Welcome to the CREWCast After Hours.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Hang on. Noise of microphone being moved.
Creak.
Yeah. Okay, I'm happy with that. Yeah. So here we are.
If you're watching, it looks very different to normal.
Yeah. I've moved. I now live in the BCP gym.
Yeah, he sleeps in one of the changing rooms.
I do. Sometimes I stay there when you guys come in.
Yeah,
I'm in the roof.
spies on you in the changing room.
We're at Black Country Barbell. So this, if you don't know, is Lou's gym.
Yeah, we spoke about it a lot, but I bet you there's plenty of people that probably have never even
We've done it the right way. We're on a mics are on a training box. If you can't see
like
it,
a plyo box.
Yeah, a plyo box, and
We're sat currently on 20 metres of red AstroTurf, which I don't think you'll be able to see. You can see a little bit at the back if you are watching.
we're drinking Mum's Strength Ribena
Yeah.
because Lou made it thinking it was extra strong. It's
Yeah.
not.
No, it tastes
It's like red
piss.
water.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, mate. I haven't had Ribena in so long. I forgot how much you needed to pour in there.
You got a cane.
It's
the
it's
beaner.
pretty much 50-50, I think.
It is, yeah. You can make pure Ribena lollies in the freezer, and they're actually not undigestible.
I could imagine it would just erode me if I tried that.
We've had the classic as well. That's just cut off. So yeah,
Why not?
the remote control of the camera is cut off again. So
We don't need to know what's going
We need
on.
a timer for them. Oh, you've got one going. Perfect.
Already going.
Last week, what happened? Well, Gremlin,
Yeah.
Muck Gremlin. Check now and make sure your little soundy thing is going when you talk.
Yeah.
Well, how are you going to do it? You absolute.
Yeah.
For those who aren't watching, Lou just turned.
No, 'cause I can
the
see it
recorders.
going down.
The recorders behind him. The mic's in front. He yelled into the microphone and then looked behind him.
Yeah, because you can see it peak and then
That was me laughing.
It comes back
afterwards.
down.
That's like someone trying to weigh their head by putting their head on the scale and then lifting it up to look at what the
Or
weight
it's
is.
like looking in the mirror and trying to look at the back of your own head. You're like,
Really quickly. That is just what you did. Brilliant. So yeah, so it wasn't our fault last week. We had 15 minutes worth of normal, beautifully perfect podcast, and then it just went. Lou's mic went no more for you.
yeah, just cut out randomly. It was quite
Yeah,
strange.
don't know why. Tested everything afterwards. Everything's fine. So who knows? It's just one of those. You were not supposed to hear that episode, people. Sorry.
Yeah,
Universe decided.
Yeah, we obviously must have talked about something so not PC that...
We didn't. Well, maybe. I don't know. Probably. There was a lot of Harry Potter in it.
There was, yeah, actually. There was quite a bit of Harry Potter in there. Maybe, I don't know, they've cancelled J.K. Rowling, haven't they? So,
Have they?
it was a while ago, yeah. She said something that was somebody misconstrued as being...
Come on, people. Right. Have you seen the new
Something.
Pinocchio?
There's a new Pinocchio?
See, this is the problem, Disney. You ain't telling people. Yeah, it's got Tom Hanks in it as Geppetto.
So
Yeah.
this is live action Pinocchio?
Live action Pinocchio.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's
Really?
playing Pinocchio?
Somebody who talks like Mickey. Hello, Geppetto, Papa. That's literally what he sounds like. It's not the best.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And they have
It's out now?
out on Disney right now.
What?
Yep. It's all right.
Yeah.
It's all right.
On Disney Plus?
Yeah. Won't watch it again.
What?
Hanks is good, isn't it?
Have you watched any of The Rings of Power?
Yes.
Are you up to date with it?
Yes.
3.
Think so, yeah.
What do you think?
It's wicked.
I really enjoyed
Better
it
than
as
House
well.
of the Dragon.
Yeah, I'm actually
House
really
of the Dragon
enjoying
started stronger.
it. Yeah.
But here's what I figured out. Game of Thrones and House of Dragons running the same thing. This is what they do. Exciting episode,
Yeah.
boring chatty episode.
Yes.
Exciting episode, boring chatty episode.
Yeah, so episode 1 was good, 2,
Nah.
3,
Great.
better, yeah.
Whereas the Rings, every episode's got killer shit going on in it.
Yeah, I'm so far pleasantly surprised because I think I said before, I kind of was going in with like not great expectations because of how like woke that they were trying to be.
Who's trying to be woke?
Lord of the Rings, they've added in like loads of extra characters to try and make it more racially diverse and gender diverse and whatever else, which like
I'm over this already.
I don't think that they need to because there's so much diversity already in there.
How are you trying to be woke in a place where elves live?
Yeah, I know.
What do you want? Black? Like, what, oh, they do. They have black elves.
Yeah,
Right. But didn't they always have black elves?
It's not to be honest, I
And
don't
who
actually
cares
think.
if all the elves are white? They're fucking elves. They're magical beings.
Yeah, I don't necessarily think it matters at all. I don't really think that they.
Do you think there was an outcry from the black community that they weren't represented in the elf community enough? I'd very much fucking doubt it. Anybody of the darker skin persuasion who's watching us, do you give a fuck? No, I'm pretty sure you don't. But let us know. If you
Yeah,
can comment
maybe.
somewhere you are, let us
Yeah.
know. Did you feel undervalued in the elf community prior to this woke idea for the power of ring things, or whatever it's called?
Rings of Power.
Silly
Yeah.
man.
So anyway, I was like, before this, I just saw trailers and I was like, man, why are they adding in characters that they don't need? Like they've put these like female Hobbit characters in, which are just made up characters to kind of like progress the story
Also,
along.
why are they Irish?
Some of the Hobbits were Irish in
Were they?
The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Well,
I
at least
think
that's a bit of
I think
I
it's
thought it was out of the blue.
I think it's to try and differentiate a little bit more from purely like an audio point of view, how like the dwarves are all Scottish.
Couldn't they just have a twang? Why do they have to be like as if they're actually Irish?
Yeah, it's quite heavy.
Yeah.
Again, maybe to differentiate these, because these are like half-foots, which are hobbits, but there's like different types of hobbits in.
And how's that not offensive to Irish people? You dirty little ground-dwelling, hairy-footed people.
Maybe. What's it say to the Scottish people if they're? Although to be fair, that is what most Scottish people look like. To be fair. Sorry.
We don't like vegetables.
Oh, sorry, but it's true. I'd fucking love to be. I'd love to be a dwarf. I would, to be honest. If I was anything, I would be. That'd be me. But yeah. Anyway, kind of went in with a low bar.
Yeah,
And I'm really enjoying it. It's pleasantly surprising, and how fucking nice is it to? I swore, but whatever. To have like actual prosthetics in Lord of the Rings. In Rings of Power. Like when they did The Hobbit, and it was just CGI'd to hell.
Lost it, innit?
Yeah, and I don't mind CGI backdrops and whatever else, because they have to, of course. Like this is Lord of the
You're
Rings.
not
They
gonna
can't
get that.
build those sets. But when they're in a battle, why do you need to have everybody, even the close-up enemies?
You could tell when they had the battles when it was CGI'd. It just didn't flow. Didn't flow as well. It would just,
Your brain, no matter how good CGI gets, your brain can identify what's real and what's
100%.
not. So yeah, having loads of really good prosthetics, it's actually like, and it's a noticeable step up from Lord of the Rings.
They should get in people like they used to who are missing limbs, so that they can get fake limbs they've had grafted on chopped off. That used to be a thing.
Yeah,
That's
they
what they
used
did
to-
with Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah.
They got limbless dudes in and blew the new fake legs off,
Yeah.
which must be horrendous for the person who's like, I got no legs. Oh, you gave me legs.
Especially
Double PTSD.
Yeah, I was going to say. Well, obviously some people are just born without.
Well, I think that's what they did. They didn't take people who've gone through tragic situations.
Yeah.
You're casting people wrong.
Yeah, they're just like.
Have you had a terrible accident in your life? Did you lose a limb? We'd like to use you as an
We're going
animated
to
explosion.
We're going to reenact that and film it so you can watch it a million times
That's
over.
what they did. I think they got. Is it? Are you a paraplegic regardless of what happens, or do you have to be born without the limbs correctly for it to be a paraplegic?
I think paraplegic is just you don't have the use of your
GM,
legs.
But that can come about from an accident as well.
I think it just
You
means
can
you.
become a paraplegic, can't you?
Yeah, I think you can still have legs, but you just can't use them if you're paraplegic.
So what is it when you're missing limbs?
I
thought that was paraplegic.
I don't know.
What does plegic mean?
What does para mean?
Well, paralysed.
Yeah, I suppose. But if they're limbless, I don't know.
What's that
'Cause
mean?
It's not paralysed if
So
there's no limbs there.
Are these our plegics? Is this arms and legs are plegics? Or is that, no, hang on, is our plegics our ability to move stuff, limbs, movability, body? It's a bit of a big word, plegic. Because it's all parad. Your plegic's parad.
I have no idea, mate. I don't know. Maybe we should Google this. I feel like this is something that probably should be Googled. But yeah, I'm sure that's what paraplegic means. It's not necessarily that you've lost limbs. It's
You could still have the limbs, they just don't work.
yeah, and I think it's
Which I'm afraid
I
is...
think
is
it's legs, isn't it?
I'm
Or
sorry,
is it-
guys, but you're not castable for this role that we require.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah, getting these limbs blown off.
You
if
need
you've got
to, yeah,
them.
it's got, I mean, if you're not feeling in the limbs and you had them blown off, you get paid more.
Don't even
You
go
get paid
down.
more. You get paid more. Maybe you get them blown off to then get given a robotic leg from. You get Elon Musk in on it. Elon Musk. Why does that sound wrong? Elon Musk. well, my brain's tired today. I've been out on a big long ride.
Yeah.
I get foggy brained after a big ride.
I'm tired as well. That's part of the reason why we're
You
actually
get
here.
Elon Musk in on these things, and then you get the people who are either missing the limbs or want their limbs blown or chopped off to get them replaced with the robot limbs that he'll then hook up to the brain chip, and everybody wins. We get awesome battle scenes again, and those people come out on top because now they get the cool shit from Elon.
They'd definitely be like worthy of Oscars because, like, think of like Daniel Day-Lewis who gets into character. Yeah. He's never had his limbs blown off, has he?
No, in My Left Foot. Are you thinking of that?
I'm just thinking of him just in general.
He did My Left Foot, the movie My Left Foot, didn't he?
Yeah.
Where he plays a guy who can only use his feet, and then everyone now whinged that they used the guy who couldn't do that. Because there was a point where people started whinging about that as well, and that's like hailed as one of his like as a great. I mean, because he literally did stop using his arms because he's a method actor, isn't he?
Yeah.
And did all that, and I was like, "Fuck me, it's impressive." And then everyone was like, "Well, why don't you just get somebody who actually couldn't use the art?" Blah blah blah. But because they're called actors, and it's a fucking movie where you need certain things portrayed, and even though a person might have that actual inability to do something, doesn't mean that they can then learn a script.
Yeah,
and create emotion.
Yeah, like, and especially when it's the caliber of somebody like Daniel Day-Lewis, like, there's very few actors that you would even put in that,
He's
echelon of
so
like the best of the best. Yeah, so like, I don't know. Yeah, and
what's
it
that
is
movie you
acting,
did with the where it was the something blood, something must bleed, something? What is it about the oil?
There Will Be Blood.
There Will Be Blood. That movie should have been boring as shit.
Yeah,
That
it
should
should
not
been.
have worked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched him eat food and drink a milkshake and be scared.
Yeah.
Like I just couldn't. There's so much tension in him drinking that milkshake.
Yeah, just I think how they filmed that combined with him, just I don't know. Yeah, you're completely right. It should have been a dull ass
Should have
film,
not
but it was
worked.
brilliant. So
Anyway, wow, that was my brain has gone sideways today.
should you explain why we're here?
Why are we here?
Because I asked you to come and then you came.
Yeah.
No, it just basically this next month is going to be pretty hectic for me. Lex is busy as always, but I'm going to really struggle to get over. So to try and keep these rolling, Lex is going to be travelling over a few times potentially while filming here in the day.
Look at the stuff that's here.
Yeah, all
this
the things
should all
to
make
pick
my
up.
legs bigger.
Yes.
In theory, these things
Works
here.
for me.
These things here are better than what I have in other gyms near me. So the thing is, I come here, I'll have to train my legs because I'm only allowed to train legs when I come here because I stop being a little bitch and like get on that freaking SSB bar and start squatting. Because all I'm doing at the moment is like pendulum press, leg press, extensions, stuff like that. Because all the free bar stuff at mine, and just they're all proper power racks and stuff, but the SSB bar's turd.
Has he not picked up a new one yet?
No. But he's got some really nice things. He's got that squat machine thing.
Yeah,
which I
belt
really
squat.
like. That's really good. But I want to do bar work because I've got to get that core working a bit more.
Well, you felt it after you were doing it.
Yeah, and I can't do the normal bars. It grinds my shoulder to pieces. It emphasises my duck. But SSB, I get it done right and I get it done quick. Like I get it dialed in quickly. So what's the point in me using stuff that doesn't dial me in quickly?
Yeah, exactly.
It might injure me.
Yeah, genuinely, I think for most people, unless for whatever reason you do want to use a normal straight bar to do your back squats because you want to.
Some people love it.
For the simplicity of only owning one bar that you know, if in a home gym, you're not going to want to have multiple different bars.
Yeah.
But an SSB is just a go-to for a lot of people, and I genuinely...
It's more natural movement.
Yeah,
That's
I
the thing
massively
with it.
prefer it. Thing is, because depending on how mobile you are in your shoulders, you're going to kind of end up hyperextending in your upper back, and where the upper back goes, the rest of the back's going to follow, which, again, like you saying, it emphasises that duck butt. Yeah, and unless you've got super mobile shoulders and, you know, spend half an hour stretching out your chest and shoulders.
No, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
No,
So
I come in, I do that, swing your arm, and then go, cool, done, ready to go. And
also-
I watched about 80 other people do it the other week as well. I thought, I'm going to watch everybody, whilst I'm doing my bits, I thought I'll creepily watch people doing leg stuff and see how much they warm up. I'd say out of about the 20 people I watched, creepily, two did warm-ups that weren't grab your foot behind your butt for 10 seconds, throw your shoulders around a little bit, then get under the bar.
Yeah, I don't do anything.
One guy was doing like Superman stuff. Like
bird dogs.
all of this, yeah.
On all fours, one leg and then the
back,
opposite.
doing those.
Opposite arm.
Yeah. And
Bird dogs are great. That's really good for your core.
He was wearing really inappropriate cycling shorts.
Was
Made me stare at him more.
Was his nuts hanging out as he was kicking that back leg?
It was kind of he was a thick set lad, and then had these really tight shorts on. And I was just like, you know when you don't want to look, but you're always like, you're gonna have to look. You need to look. And then you're like, okay, you've looked, but did you look when he was doing other stuff? No, we're gonna have to look. Yeah. So
Lex, are you coming out? Is this what's happening?
No, it's curiosity, and the cat is dead.
It definitely killed the cat.
Yeah, killed the cat. I'm definitely not gay.
So yeah, if you can come down, we can get some leg sessions in. I think as well when you're doing free weights, like there's a bit more incentive to push with load in terms of like using getting stronger as a goal, and for lower body, I think that's the one thing that most people do. They focus too much on light and volume work that's lighter.
It's easy, mate. Go and sit on that machine there. I can just kick it about a bit, and it hurts.
Oh, you get
under that bar every time when I don't want to. It's fight the inner bitch.
Yeah,
that's the reason I want to do it. Fight the inner bitch.
It's easy to go for pump stuff, isn't it, with legs?
Yeah,
and
just straight to it.
Yeah.
Like, I tripped and fell into leg extensions.
Yeah, and I just think your legs, because they're huge muscles, aren't they? Yeah. They're made to get stronger.
This is the problem. Legs are big muscles. They need intense work on them.
Yeah.
Yet most people train them as hard as they train biceps.
Yeah.
And do the same volume as they would do on biceps. Assuming you're not overtraining biceps every day like a doucheball.
To be fair, I think you can probably get away with less total volume, but just higher intensity for that with legs. Yeah, you don't need crazy amounts of volume.
Although sometimes I'll come in, I'll sit on a leg press and I'll do like my 5 sets, and then I'll be on that leg press and I'll be like, this feels great today. And I'll just stay on it for 10 sets.
Yeah.
I'll switch my feet position, but I'll stay out for 10 sets because that's my groove that day.
Yeah.
So why would I come out of that and go and do something else? So I'll do the other thing the second time that week when I'm meant to train legs.
Yeah.
And because sometimes, you just get that moment. You get it sometimes on squats. So you're supposed to do something else like, no, these feel great today. And
I'll add another set or two in. With squats, I always find that there is a tipping point though, no matter what. And the SSB box squat, which is what I'm doing at the moment, that definitely takes the load off your lower back. But there's a certain point where your lower back just starts to fatigue to a point where it's actually detrimental to the session. So then you're just like, right. But that's when things like belt squats or your other accessory work, your leg extensions, your hamstring curls, that's when they would come in then, because you haven't got to worry about your lower back being too fatigued. But so
all in all, we're trying to get rid of my chicken legs.
Get rid of chicken legs.
Build them. They're actually not too bad at the moment because when we did do the SSB stuff, and I've been doing my kind of glute working stuff, they've actually grown a little bit again.
Yeah.
Hence me needing to get bigger trousers already.
Yeah.
Actually, they still don't have any teardrops. So if I put shorts on it, they just look like I've never trained legs. Which, guess what they gave me to wear at the Mare Protein event last week? Oh, which you won't have heard about because it didn't get recorded. Yeah, so they gave me some short, not short shorts. If you give me short shorts, I'm good because you can see my hammy coming through the side. So they gave me those stupid medium length shorts that everybody seems to be making at the moment that sit like
just above the knee.
Shorts need to either be just right above the knee like basketball shorts or high up high halfway up the quad.
Like this guy wearing his cycling shorts.
No, so these were extra long
they were
cycling
long,
shorts. That's why they look weird. They were really long. They were almost wetsuit thick.
Ooh.
So they creased in weird places. Okay. That's why I had to keep looking. One was trying to work out what the hell material it was.
Were they like kind of, because like strongmen have these like...
Yeah, you might think that. Maybe underneath because he had a t-shirt.
It was
maybe
like a weird singlet kind of thing.
Tucked the t-shirt into him. Either way, it wasn't good. Dudes, no. Not with a cycling short. Don't do it. I'll just stare at you. If you're cool with me just staring at you for you, that's unfair. Wear them away. But
just you on leg extensions, just
yeah. That was pretty much it. Yeah.
Full eye contact.
Where's that crease going? Let's get off that poor guy. He's working hard.
It's going to be really sort of
fucking outwork me. I don't know what I'm chatting on about. So they chucked me into. This is what got me back to wanting to do this bar work.
Yeah.
The other week, so I went for an event for My Protein Impact Week, which is on now, guys. If you want to check it out, you can use code LEXFitness. You actually can. It will actually maximise out. They're up to 80% off at the moment.
Oh, shit.
It's pretty freaking crazy.
I need to get some more protein.
They actually backed it off it because the Queen passed away.
Yeah.
Which we'll probably talk about, actually.
Yeah.
And so they were like, yeah, maybe don't promote our Impact thing right this weekend because it's a bit insensitive. They were like, Queen's dead, but hey, 80% off protein.
Yeah.
So we went to this event to do that work, and basically we turned up at this place called Farmer Strong in Bolton, up north. And it's basically military-style training, flipping giant tyres, carrying giant tyres, rope climbs, aerodyne bikes, burpees, shuttle runs with 25-kilogram sandbags, pushing hay bales for 120 metres, like rolling hay bales for 120 metres, square hay bales.
Yeah.
Fuck me. Yeah, and basically, I'm not one of those people that if you give me something to do, I'll grind through it. But the next day I'll be bollocks. But I'll get through it on that day you make me do it, because it's just my mentality. And so my warm-up for it, and I'm kidding you not, when I went for this thing, because we didn't really know, no one really knew what we were doing. They almost like, haha, you're not going to really tell you.
Yeah.
So my warm-up for this day was bacon at the hotel that morning. Bacon and a bit of egg. That was my entire warm-up and preparation for it.
Yeah.
Turned up, and obviously it was a content day, so we're like, okay, film some bits. And I was like, cool, right, here's your things. And he gave us there was a list of 10 things, and there was 4-minute rounds. And in between the 4-minute rounds, you had to go and do a rope climb or 100 calorie burns on these and aerodynes. Mate, it was fucking horrible.
If I was you, I'd have been so pissed. I'd have fucking been like, you can fuck off.
And on top of it, they went, and here's some shorts to make you look like you've never trained legs to wear. I was like, bruh, what, you're going to kill me and make me look like shit at the same time. So I ended up, they gave a t-shirt, so I got some scissors, chopped the t-shirt into a vest.
Yeah.
So at least I had some gains on show.
Yeah.
And then just wore the shorts like a gangster. If you'd have lifted up the shirt, you'd have seen half my ass hanging out. Because I was like, and all the lads are doing the same thing.
Yeah.
So everyone put them on and went, oh, I don't look like I train anything. Stop making these shorts, people. They suck. Nobody likes them. Other than the guys that don't lift and don't realise that it doesn't make them look good yet.
Yeah. Well, they wouldn't care, would they?
No. So that was last week. It was really good fun. I've got the video coming out next week some point. It was really great fun. But then the next day I had to go and do an RDX shoot, literally the next day. So I was already partially crippled. The RDX shoot was weights orientated, so not boxing, although I did bring a mitt guy in and did a 30-minute boxing session in the middle of the shoot, and the shoot was all about holding up weights and using weights equipment, which doesn't seem bad, but you're holding static holds for repeat, do it again, hold it there, lift up a bit, down a bit, down a bit. So it's almost like isometric training for like 6 hours.
Yeah.
I woke up on the Sunday morning. I couldn't get out of bed.
Yeah.
I left my lower back at Farm Strong in Bolton. I asked him to go look for it. I literally messaged a dude and went, dude, if I left my lower back there, could you... and he just sent back a piss take message. But he did say I put a shift in.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. And he's a world-class wrestler. Not WWE, I mean like
freestyle,
put you on the floor and snap you.
Greco-Roman.
Greco, yeah. He'd been to like Olympic trials. He might have even done wrestle for England or some crap. I don't know. It had the cauliflower ears and everything. So I'm going to do some fight videos with him, I think.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be cool. So that happened, which you didn't know about. I went to also Harry Potter. Lou and I had a really cool conversation about Harry Potter, which we can't repeat now.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot there was all that Avada Kedavra.
So if there's an Avada Kedavra in it, I'm going to put that in here now, where you see me and Lou, or me kill Lou, or Lou kill me with a wand.
Yeah. Well, he was holding the wand. I had a cigar at one point.
Yeah, Avada Kedavra. Yeah, that was really funny, that whole thing. I was so annoyed. Anyway.
We could just get the video. We'll just lip sync it.
I'm going to see if it's in there, and I will make it magical. I might pretend to be you.
All right. Yeah.
So that was what you missed. The other thing you missed was Lou's doing his bike test.
Yes, I am.
And he's on a big boy bike now. So you've done your CVT, and you're now on lessons on a big bike out on the road.
Yep. Yeah, had 2 big bike lessons, and I've got another 2, and my Mod 1 is booked for some point.
So fingers crossed.
Next month.
In theory, when would your test be?
Well, my Mod 1 is like halfway through next month, about 4 or 5 weeks ago. So,
but the second bit?
I don't know how long it's going to be away. There's going to be at least another few weeks. I'll get it in as soon as. But
what are we in now? September, October. You might get a November ride in.
Yeah, I should get a November ride in.
Ooh, exciting.
And yeah, if it's anything like last year, we stayed pretty dry, didn't we? Pretty much all the way through to January.
It wasn't even that cold. It was just really wet and crappy. But so I went to Abu Dhabi today on the bikes, and it was freaking brilliant.
Yeah.
There was one point where I've told you already, but I was just riding along, and I lost comms with Mark, who I was out with, and I just went. I knew I was on my own, so I don't even know why I said it out loud, but I just had a moment. I was like, fucking love riding motorbikes. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just so happy to be outside. But that's another reason I think I'm going to like coming here every so often, because it gets me out of the damn office and the house.
Yeah.
And even though like it's a lovely place and space, and I've got new desks going to go in, and I'm going to make it really nice, it's still the same 4 bloody walls.
Yeah. I don't care how nice you make a place. I'm sick of being here sometimes
Bet
because,
you are. Yeah,
like,
you see it all the time. You just get desensitized, don't you?
yeah, and like everyone. I was talking to somebody the other day. They came down. They normally train at David Lloyd, and they work there. They train there, and they came here, and she was saying how like how different this was from a David Lloyd. And was like, yes,
We all just unanimously go, David Lloyd.
yeah, it's not for me.
No, it's
Definitely
full
not for
of
me.
prisses.
I think
There's the odd occasional like proper lump that trains there, but the most of them are phone scrolling.
I was going to say, I
train at David Lloyd.
I think if you go into David Lloyd, you're not really going for the gym. You're going for the facilities. You're going
And
for the
the
pool
restaurant.
or the, most of them have got pool, tennis courts.
Just lunch.
Yeah, and if that's what you want, then fair
I know
enough.
some people that had to train at David Lloyd because there was nothing else around them, and they were just like, ugh.
Yeah.
But they're like, but it's the only gym, so we have to overpay to train somewhere we don't want to train.
Yeah. So, and she was saying how different it was to a
bet.
David Lloyd gym, but
Honestly, that's a big thing. If you're in like a, I mean, look at this environment. When I come here, it makes me want to train. I actually overtrain when I come here.
yeah. Remember when you used to do your like multiple sessions just
Yeah.
for the sake of filming?
Yeah.
So you'd literally do like, right, I've got to do a chest session, and then you do that, and then you're like, right, okay, I've got to do a leg session as well now.
Oh, yeah, I
like
have to do
have an
full
hour or
sessions.
something.
I'd have lunch,
Yeah.
take a break, and then be right, train again.
2 days.
Yeah, proper, but
Just so
full
you could
hard.
get. That was before Ed's gym was about, so you had no
gym.
nowhere
Yeah.
to film. Well,
Yeah.
you did, but it was not great to film it. Was it an exercise for less before?
Oh, it sucked, that place. Yeah, oh, no, it did, yeah. It sucks now, but it did suck because it had like
green or
It was like, they picked yellow and grey, but they picked the worst grey and the worst yellow. It's like they went out their way to make it not quite match. Grey and yellow should work together. Didn't. Lighting was always either broken or yellow, and all they had playing most of the time, the whole place, it didn't have, it was like a library. It was like training in a library. It sucked balls. And now it's a JD.
Yeah.
And this baffles my mind. JD gyms now, we're in a world of social media where people want selfies and people are videoing stuff all the time. And they went, yeah, green lights. Sweet. Green lights. Nice work, JD. Nice work. You're getting posted all over nothing.
Yeah,
Green
there's
lights.
one not too far from us, and it's the same. It does some areas because it's like
The whole thing has a hue. Green,
right.
blue, whatever. There's a hue wherever you go.
right, okay.
Yeah. Well, so we're going to say we went to Queen. So controversial one here for you. I'm just going to kick it. We've already talked about blowing up paraplegic people, so it can't get much worse, can it? So
Yeah.
prepare yourselves. Queen Elizabeth has passed away. We're all aware of it.
Yeah.
Now, there have been people outside Buckingham Palace and in the crying, like genuinely broken by it, like crying. Did these people know her?
I do think it is
Did
like
they don't? No, you can correct me in a minute.
Yeah, go
You-
on,
you
go.
can-
Yeah,
you
go
can-
for it.
You
You-
can
you
tell
say
me why
your
I'm
thing
talking-
that's-
well, let me ruin it first.
Go
and
on
then you
then.
tell me why I'm wrong about everything.
oh, why not?
Did they know her? No.
Most of them probably.
Did you
not.
go and have marmalade sandwiches and tea with her? No. Is she your grandma or your mum? No. Was she 96 and did she have a kick-ass life? And was she pretty cool through most of it and loved by everyone?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. What is it to be sad about? Like, unless you're her kid or her grandchild or somebody who literally knew her as a friend, why are you in tears? You can be upset, don't get me wrong, but literally some of these people had to take days off work. Didn't want to go to work. Yeah, and these are the people I'm talking about. Like, my mum will probably be upset about it.
Yeah.
Like, she was upset. But listen, when Diana died, I remember my mum came upstairs to me, and I was young, so I barely knew what news was at that point. She came and she went, darling, wake me up. She woke me up for this, so I'm already not in the best of states. She woke me up. She said, I've got something to tell you. What is it? Princess Diana's died. I was like, is that the end of the story, Mum? No, she's gone. Car accident. I was like, and I promise you this is what I said. I was like, oh, can I get some breakfast? I was like, Mum, I'm X years old. I'm a kid. Why would I? Now that my mum was genuinely upset about that. But Diana was killed in a car accident before her time, and we all know that now.
It was a massive shock, wasn't it?
Even if it wasn't under the mysterious circumstances that we've all come to know about, which makes it even worse.
Yeah.
But either way, she was gone before her time. That's upsetting. Queenie was 96 years old. 96 years old, and she kicked ass all the way up to 96 years old. It's not a sad ending.
No, it shouldn't be, yeah.
You should just be celebrating the fact that she reigned for 70 years.
I think that's mind-blowing that her reign, her time at basically work, was longer than some people's entire lives. Some people have, like, been born, had kids, those kids have had kids, and then they've died, all just in her reign. Like, it's insane. Not Philip, Prince, the really funny dude who always said racist things. I'm terrible with names. Her husband. Yeah, Philip.
Philip.
Yeah,
Philip.
Yeah.
Philip. Yeah, probably Philip.
Yeah, Prince Philip.
Yeah, he was brilliant. When he went over to China and just said, "Why isn't it funny? Everyone here has slanty eyes or squinty eyes or something."
Fuck no.
He was brilliant. He would just, no matter where they took him, you could tell before he got off the plane or before he got out of the car, they just went, "You, shh, no words. You shake hands and you move on." And he would get out and go, "I'll show you." Just said the most brilliantly polite, appalling stuff you've ever heard.
Yeah.
He was great. That's what the royals need to be. That's what the royals are about. Inappropriate things said in a really happy tone with no malice behind them.
Yeah, I think the people that are getting... Like,
But literally days off work, bro.
Yeah.
People ringing. I was listening to the radio. I didn't know they were talking about the Queen's death.
Yeah.
I thought I turned the radio, because I never listened to radio in the car, but it was on. So it came on. And I thought I missed part of the show where they were talking about depression.
Right.
I thought they were talking about mental health.
Yeah.
Until about 10 minutes in, I realised these people were coming in about problems about hearing the Queen's died.
Yeah, it's like... I'm not the most patriotic person in the world by any means, and I was still sad to hear that she's died in the terms of like, oh, it's sad because all of our lives we've only ever had a queen.
It's been cool.
Like most people.
But you're not
Oh no, yeah.
Why would you be? Like you feel for her grandchildren
family,
and her sons, and all of that, but they're the ones who get that sadness.
I feel bad for them because they're out on tour basically.
Yeah,
that's
I think
so challenging for them.
She went as best she could. Family around her, fully aware that everyone was there, and then she just went, and she was working up. She loved what she did.
Literally a few days.
2 days up to until she got taken ill. She was still rocking away.
Yeah.
She got to have tea with Paddington.
Yeah.
Marmalade sandwiches and tea with Paddington. She did it all.
I think
she did it all.
It's really nice hearing all the kind of the highlights because I think because I didn't pay that much attention to them as they kind of came out, but then now you've got this like highlight reel and like, man, she was pretty
wicked.
awesome.
She went on all the safaris, went on crazy. She was really good fun.
Yeah.
And have you seen the bits where she's getting older? She gave less shits, and there's one part where someone's painting or something, and she's like. No, she's talking like, no, yes, everything's, no, it's fine, yeah. And then the guy says something like, do you mind if we do that? And she just goes, nah. And just completely forgets that she's the Queen of England. Nah. It's brilliant. You can just Google it. Just Google the Queen saying now, something, it comes up. It's brilliant. It's a brilliant little moment.
Yeah. I saw one, it was, I don't know who the guy was. He was like, the person who handles you was with her like all day, every day, and they were in.
Oh, is it about the people who met her, the Americans?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
Brilliant! This.
And they were off at one of the holiday homes.
At Balmoral or something.
Yeah, it was Balmoral, wasn't it? And there's loads of grounds there, and they're open so other people can kind of go through there. And they said they often bump into people and they'd get photos. I'm sure there was snipers everywhere.
You can just red dots come on you. Are you the Queen?
Yeah, and they said that they spotted 2 Americans. Oh, they didn't know. There's 2 people heading towards them, and then they realised quickly that they're American. They didn't recognise that she was the Queen, and he was like, which was fine. They were like, it was quite nice. And apparently, when she found herself in these unusual situations, she'd always play them up.
Yeah.
And she basically didn't let on that she was the Queen at all. And they obviously knew that the Queen visited. And I was like, oh, and they asked her how long she'd been coming here. And she's like, oh, I've been coming here for years.
Since I was a child.
Yeah, since I was a child. And I was like, oh, I bet you've seen the Queen. And she was like, I've not, but Dave has, the guy who she was with. And
he sees her quite frequently.
Yeah, she sees her quite frequently. And they're like, really? And then they shoved like their phone into her hand and be like, oh, can you take a photo with me and Dave?
So the Queenie took a picture.
Yeah, the Queen's just there getting a photo.
Dude. But then the guy said that he also made them take a photo with her,
yes,
even just for the sake of meeting.
Yeah.
And then as they were walking off, he said that Queenie said to her, I'd love to be a fly on the wall when they figure out who I am.
Yeah.
Because they'd be showing their mates and they'd be like, dude, that's the goddamn Queen. They'd be
Yeah.
like, oh my God.
Yeah.
That would have been freaking. But and he said, oh no, that was it. They said to him, what's the Queen, what's she like in real life?
Oh, yeah.
And he said, I know her mentality. So he said, well, she could be quite cantankerous some days.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she's like, oh, I've heard that too, yes. You got to see, she was fucking brilliant. What's there to be sad about? 96, lived a fucking great life. Fucking hell, man.
Yeah.
There's no need. I think some people are just fucking, they just want to be part of some misery. Like,
I don't know what it is. I suppose it is. It's just how iconic she was. Because she's got to be, like, I don't know whether I'm saying this because we're from Britain, but she's got to be the most iconic woman, like, around right now. Well, not around. Do you know what I mean? Of this lifestyle. You could go to pretty much any developed country with a picture of the Queen and they'd probably identify. Yeah.
Oh, developed, yeah.
Like, if you're going into like a tribe or something like that, they're not going to know who she is. But, like, everybody knows the fucking Queen. Everybody.
Do you know they have to change our money now?
Oh, I never even thought about all that.
Yeah, because her face is on all our money. So it's going to take, they say it's going to take them 2 years to recirculate the money with the King's face on it. And kids growing up now will not know a Queen. They'll only know God Save the King.
Yeah.
So they'll never know a Queen ruling.
Yeah.
Which is kind of mad. Because we've always had a Queen.
Yes, yeah, it is. It is sad from that point of view, isn't it? I suppose it's just it's a huge change.
And you know, I thought God Save the Queen was made for her. I didn't know that they just switched it out.
Have you like?
It doesn't work with King.
It doesn't sound right. It's because
It
for
sounds
70 years
No,
it's
but
been God Save the Queen.
Queen is one word. King. It's got it's the different endings, and it's short. It just doesn't. God Save the King. It doesn't work. Queen is nice. King. It's like too ing.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
It's too dead end. It's like got a dud end to it.
We were watching part of it. I think it was earlier. Emma had it on, and I saw a part of it. And literally in the 5 or 10 minutes that I saw, the announcers made multiple mistakes because they're just so used to saying,
Queen,
talking of the Queen in present tense, or like so that they slipped upon a few times. There was like multiple things, and it's just like I think it's just so ingrained.
Yeah.
That it's almost like people, and also because you don't get to meet the Queen, it's not like it's not as easy to like wrap your head around. I think so many people are like struggling to process it because she's more of.
Think of it, all the pound coins with her head on it and everything. That's all you've known. The Queen. We all know her side profile.
Yeah.
Like you could draw it. I bet you could draw it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's part of your childhood. Seeing that pound coin with the Queen's head on it in your hand. Oh, a pound.
Yeah.
Look at it. Gold, pound, I'm rich.
Yeah. It is sad, but
Yeah,
I
it's
don't.
not days off work, fucking misery, don't want to leave the house sad.
No, definitely not.
And that's what I'm talking about. So before you all get mad, these are the people I heard on the radio. I was like, shut up. Who are these people? Like, why is no one ringing in going, it's upsetting, but wasn't she a fucking banger?
Yeah. Yeah, I heard a few like quite disrespectful things as well that have been circulating on social media, like in terms of people just straight up being horrible.
Oh, there was what's that? Oh, Barstools. Did you see that prick put up some? There's a guy on there who's always yelling, and sometimes he's really good and calls people out. But on this one, he said it started being like taking a piss. The fact she died, like the Queen of England has passed away after ruling for 173 years, and then said loads of quibs about her, and it was like a joking thing.
Yeah.
I was like, you fucking dick. Do you not realize that's someone's mother and someone's grandmother?
Yeah.
You fucking dick.
Yeah.
Like, delete this shit now, you asshole, American guy.
Yeah.
And you've literally done this for likes on social media. You fucking leech. Like this is a human being who's passed away, and it's somebody's mother, somebody's grandmother, and that's regardless of where you are in society. That's disgusting.
Yeah, you shouldn't do that.
I would have punched him
Yeah.
if he was doing that out loud. I'd have been that because it's regardless of being the Queen. If he was saying that about anyone's mother or something like that, it's just disgusting. And when it's so high profile like that, and you got to think the family's not really going to get grieving time because look what's happened already.
Yeah.
You've got Charles has been straight like not what do they call it? Inaugurate? Bloody word! When he gets made king. There's a word.
Yeah, is that inaugurated? Is that
inauguration, and something like that. You know the bloody word I'm trying to say. He's got to go through that. Then they've got to do this whole parade of her body going around the country where it goes to like 3 different places before it's even buried, and they've got to do the whole procedure. They're just going to want to freaking sit and talk about happy times about mum and grandma and stuff, but they've got to go through all of this.
Do you see how much they were out like meeting people and shaking hands with like?
Yeah, and they're not going to have time to really wrap their heads around this for a little bit. So, yeah, there's things like that. That really pissed me off, that social media one by that Barstools. I think they should apologize. I think they should release an apology about that.
I saw one that it was recorded from a stand-up comedian, and he's basically an American one. Oh, it was way too soon. And basically saying like, what the fuck are Americans doing having mourning for the Queen? Said like, what's the whole point of Independence Day? Basically going down that route, and he's like, whatever president, if he'd have heard about it, he'd have been like, fuck the Queen. And I was like, how the hell is anyone getting away with that? And like nobody in the audience, you hit nobody laughing
because
all the comments are just all the comments are literally just like, this isn't funny. What the fuck are you doing?
You wait. Like that'd be funny. A year, 2 years down the line.
Yeah.
Because you should be allowed to laugh at anything. Like if it's said in jest, but only after a certain amount of time when it's clearly jest. You don't do it in the period of mourning. You don't take the piss out of 9/11 within a couple of years of that shit happening. Mm-hmm. People start doing it now because
it's 9/11 today. That's been forgotten about.
Is it?
Yeah.
You are correct.
Yeah,
Jesus, I heard a dot about that.
Yeah, I think maybe in America it's obviously much more, but I'm guessing the Queen's the Queen's overshadowed everything. Like every fucking billboard, have you seen? Like all the billboards, like
which is understandable.
Cut the Queen on,
Queenie. But this is what I'm saying. Like I don't think you need to make jokes about things like 9/11 stuff like that. But if you that type of comedian who does it in a way where you know when people they make you laugh at stuff you shouldn't laugh at, and it says talent because they do it like Ricky Gervais and people like that, but there's time and a place and and the way of doing it, and but this shit they put on social wasn't funny. Anyway, we're getting mad about this.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like you said. I think
it's more
it's so easy to think about the Queen as like as the Eiffel Tower or something like that. She's the biggest tourist attraction. Do you know what I mean?
I immediately was like, that's someone's grandma and someone's mum. So I immediately thought, my granddad passed away. That was a huge thing. And imagine how big she's been in their lives.
Oh, right.
And don't be like, they probably didn't do anything. They were a family.
Yeah,
they're a real family. Like no matter what you want to think about it, and they probably had a really weird life. So I bet it was nice when they had some normality just together with nobody else there.
Yeah.
So to have a part of that gone, which was probably not. I bet they didn't get that much time together, so when they did, it was probably quite important. And I know that they're not going to get those little moments anymore.
Yeah, I think as well.
Sucks
when you have somebody like that. Like I think you talked about it with when your granddad passed. That he was such a character and the head of the family almost. So imagine what it would be like with the Queen, who's literally the head of the fucking country. She's like they're just
the face
so
of the country.
they're just on such a pedestal that it must be really really impossible.
And the
to
fact she was cool.
Yeah.
Like she was jovial and she wasn't like this. She wasn't a Margaret Thatcher, was she? You know what I mean? She was funny.
Yeah.
She was funny. Yeah. It's a weird one.
I think it's going to take a long time for people to have it in their brains because, like I said, God Save the Queen. I can't wait till we've all got to sing that next.
Did you see that?
There's going to be lights flashing with King because everyone's like, God Save the King.
Queen. Queen is going to be a thing for a while. Did you see the really ultra awkward British moment where somebody videoed they were outside Buckingham Palace, all these teary-eyed people singing God Save the King, which also seemed really odd. I thought they would sing God Save the Queen just as like a memorial, and then they were singing God Save the King, but you couldn't have sang it with less energy, and they were all slightly out of tune, and there was hundreds of people like, God Save the King. It was literally that bad. And I was like, oh, this is a really classic awkward British moment. Somebody started singing, everyone thought they should join in, but nobody really wanted to.
Yeah.
And it was on the news. Oh, it was bad. It was bad. It was cringeworthy bad.
Really?
Yeah, just please shut up. Just put some lighters in the air or something. Christ. Oh, well, can we get off Queenie now?
Yeah.
Do we have to get off it? My one thing I would say is I'm glad she went quick, and I'm glad it didn't get dragged out for her.
She did really, really
She was
well.
like, looks a bit frail on Tuesday, gone by Friday. Like,
I in a weird way, like never even thought about it because she's been around forever, and I know she was like so old, but I always like said I wonder who writes her a letter when she reaches 100 because I just thought it was inevitable because obviously I don't know if you're not from the UK,
yeah,
if you make
mum, she was like 106 and she's something crazy.
yeah, if you make it to 100 years old, you get a letter from you used to get a letter from the Queen.
Which I thought my granddad would want because he made it to 99.
Yeah.
And when I said, what are you going to do when you get your letter from the Queen? He couldn't have given less of a shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He was like, I am 99. I don't give a fuck about a letter.
I don't think he cared much about anything.
In fact, just because you said that, Lex, I'm going to go a couple of months before I get to 100.
Yeah.
So, toodle pip, mate.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's one reason he did it. I think he went, you thought I was going to make it to 100. Boom, see you later.
Yeah.
And then I.
Yeah,
The treasure is buried. And
I always thought, yeah, like, is she going to write a letter to herself? I always thought that they'd have, like...
I was her, I'd write me a letter.
Yeah, but obviously, yeah, unfortunately that didn't happen. But anyway, enough about that.
We've got 10 minutes to end on a happy.
I haven't got anything happy
Well,
going on,
listen, here's another
unfortunately.
that we should talk about. Energy prices are going to go crazy and everyone's doom and gloom and death. And we'll probably talk a bit more about it when you know what's going on with your business. But it's a scary time for you right now.
It's tough, man. It's really tough. Like in the UK, energy prices are literally
if you
like
didn't know.
quadrupling.
And I can't wrap my head around this. How is this allowed to happen? It makes no sense to me. Why isn't the government is slowly stepping in now. But what gets me is these companies have been allowed to make not millions, not hundreds of millions, billions of pounds profit a year, billions. Why can't somebody just step in and go, oi, fucktards, you're going to take 2 years of not making billions so that people don't die in their homes from the cold during the winter, a.k.a. old people like Queenie.
Yeah, and that's profit. That's not even. That's like everyone's wages are paid.
Profit.
That's money. That's like surplus money that's just going into the business and accumulating. It's insane that.
As an energy company, though, surely one of them would be like, even if it's an asshole move, yeah, why don't we cut our energy prices, make less profit this year, and be a company for the people? Then they'll stay with us afterwards. Be an asshole and do that at least. At least, yes, it's self-serving, but at least it'd help.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy that it's even, like you said, being allowed to happen. But I suppose there's multiple factors that have obviously caused this as of late, but also this is basically the fossil fuels running out, energy prices are going to go through the roof.
Well, no,
that
it's
people
Russia.
have been, I know, but this is all kind of part of it. If there was more availability,
It's being held to ransom.
yeah,
is
it's
what
being
it is.
it's being held, but we've been warned about fossil fuels being limited for fucking.
Apparently,
ever now.
she's put the go-ahead for fracking to go forward.
Yeah.
So, that's the end of the world with the inevitable giant earthquake that'll end us all as we release a pocket of gas with dinosaur genetics in it that'll explode into the atmosphere.
Or the Kraken.
And then we'll create a giant methane
The
monster
Fracken.
that will come and fracken us all. Yeah. But that's one thing they're doing. They've gone, how fracking was just the demonized thing in the world, never going to do it. Methane, death, earthquakes. And they've gone, nope, fuck it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, maybe if they do it in the short term, they were like, all right, maybe 3-year contract, you're allowed to do the fracking, we'll make some stuff from it. I don't know, 5 years, maybe give them 5 years to do it, make some cash.
Maybe, yeah, I don't know. With solar, surely, like,
Save us, Elon.
yeah, surely, like, I'm sure I saw something that Elon Musk was saying, like, he worked out how much, like, square footage you would need to power, like, the entire US, and it wasn't even that much. And I'm like, how's this?
What? Solar?
Yeah, of solar. I can't remember if there was a video of it. I don't know how much
many
of it
billions
true.
of pounds worth of equipment would it take to do that?
Oh, yeah.
So that would have to be done on a non-profit basis, wouldn't it, for the setup and all that? But here's the other thing, right? Why don't the governments set up their own energy companies, that run at cost, so it pays their employees, it pays enough for repairs and keep all that going, and then the money made goes back in to upkeep of the thing. Why not just have that?
That's
and then,
what it's like in France, I think. I'm pretty sure.
then you have not. Then
is it EDF?
the government itself is then not held to ransom by these fucking energy companies.
Yeah, I'm sure. And basically, a profit then goes back into the system.
Making a better system. Yeah.
Yeah, but that'd assume that our government gives a fuck about us. Because
Tinfoil hats on people. You don't even need tinfoil hats.
sure
Really, fuck
no,
you.
no.
No, they're run by people who are self-serving, and it's inevitable that they. You see it.
Getting
You even
backhanders.
see it in companies, in fucking clothing companies. You know, anything. You see it. People who are in higher up ends of power. You think that they're there to benefit the company. They're not. They're there to benefit their position in the company. And that's what happens in the governments. They're there to benefit their own position. How long can I stay here? How much power do I get? How much money do I get? How much can I get until I get kicked out?
Yeah.
And that's the problem.
Yeah, what is
Self-serving.
it? Absolute power corrupts absolute.
It does. It would corrupt me. I would be terrible. If you gave me superpowers, so many people would die. So many people would die. I would not be good.
I don't think I would, to be
not
fair.
be good.
I'd
help.
I'd do good stuff,
But
but
also-
I wouldn't be good.
Oh, I would hold the world to ransom. I'd be like, I'm going to build a place on the moon, and you're going to pay me X amount or you're going to just let me do stuff, whatever I want, so I won't destroy the Earth. And in compromise, when there's big problems, I'll come and help.
I probably wouldn't do that.
Oh, I 100% would.
I'd be fairly reasonable, to be honest. I'll have an island.
Well, I was being reasonable. I was moving to the moon.
Yeah, but you were like threatening. It was a pretty. harsh-
No, but I'm like, don't shoot at me. I'm going to the moon. I'm going to do my thing up
I
there.
don't think I'm going to shoot at the moon, are
Don't come and try and attack me. Don't come and mess with my stuff.
they? You're like a kid who's like, "Don't come in my room."
And then I'm going to come down. And I'm going to kill some people. And if you try and stop me, then more are going to die. I'm going to blow up the
What are you
world.
killing the people for? Just fun?
No, because like some people need killing.
Oh right, okay. So you're going to kill the bad people?
Yeah, mainly.
You kept it really vague. Then you were just like, "I'll
Well,
be
I
on the
don't
moon.
wanna- I don't
might
wanna-
come
don't wanna
down,
limit
murder
it."
some people, and come back up to the moon."
You look dodgy, spoff.
Yeah.
No, I come down, do some damage, but I don't want you to tell me who I can and can't kill. Like if I think they're dead, they're gonna be dead.
So basically, you don't want to have to go through the whole judge, jury, execution.
Yeah,
route.
you're not controlling me. You're not governing me, and you better not try and find some kryptonite thing.
Kind of like a Watchmen. Was it in Watchmen where they kind of had like their own set of rules?
But the problem with Watchmen is they didn't have strong enough powers, did they? They could all be taken out too
Other
easy.
than that, that blue guy.
And even he was uncontrollable power.
Yeah.
So he would accidentally murder the entire world just by farting.
Yeah.
He'd be like, "Oh, I'm too. Oh, sorry." And then there's Chicago.
Yeah. I didn't understand how he had a missus. I was like, that's the most bizarre thing.
Yeah, Dr.
Manhattan.
Manhattan. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, because
He was like uber powerful,
imagine being his missus.
but he killed her, didn't he? She died of cancer.
Yeah, because of
He
radiation.
gave
or
her
something.
cancer. Yeah, so he couldn't be.
Yeah.
He did.
But even
Big
so,
blue penis.
yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
Massive blue penis.
Yeah.
That made it awkward sitting in the cinema watching it with your mum.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So what
that's
we
a-
doing on Sunday, mum?
That's a CGI blue penis
It's a
right there.
giant blue penis in my mum. It's a bit different to the Smurfs, isn't it, mum? Yeah, we've grown up now.
Yeah, you made that joke. That's proper Smurf.
Yeah, I don't know if I like that movie or not. I've
Oh, I
watched
do.
it a couple of times. Sometimes I like it, and sometimes I think not enough happened in it.
I enjoy it. I think it's quite like a nice moody film, isn't it?
Yeah. Did you see the series? They made a Watchmen series. It was on Sky, so obviously nobody watched it because Sky's a rip-off. But if you find it by other means,
I don't know. I didn't even realise.
yeah,
Is that
Watchmen
recent?
series. It's actually really good.
Recent.
Within the last year or so.
Wow. No.
Yeah.
Never even heard
Maybe
anything
2
about
years.
it.
Maybe in the last 2 years. Did I watch it during COVID? One of the lads showed it to me. It was at some point either towards the end of
Okay.
COVID or during COVID.
Oh, I thought you cut that off so you didn't say it
What?
because you said during coat, and then I was like,
Oh
if you
yeah, no.
stop not
Yeah,
saying.
yeah, well, I think we're far enough in to say that without us getting flagged, but I doubt it. Stupid thing. I can't believe they're still flagging that. Oh, also, hey, have you seen all the new research that says if you got the things that they made you want to get all the time, they're now it's absolutely the whole thing's useless.
Oh, right.
Because all of that old strains like gone and all the new strains, it's completely redundant against them. Hey! So everything that everybody said has happened.
Yeah.
It was all not bullshit. The tinfoil hatters that everyone was on about, they were fully correct. And the dude, because there was a dude who was banned from Twitter. They literally banned him for life. And I can't remember his name, but Google him. He sued Twitter because he said something about this. Said like they will not work. It's all going to be redundant within a few months, and it's pointless. He sued and won. sued and won, got settlement and back on Twitter, and because they've gone like, he was right.
Yeah.
So what he said was not a lie, and it wasn't creating, because they claimed that he was trying to create hysteria and all, and he was in what is it when they say inciting, not rebellion, but you know what I'm saying.
Inciting going against it was going against the advice of the government as well.
No, he wasn't. He was literally just citing data.
Yeah,
and it was true. So I'm so glad that I didn't get anything.
And how normal is everything now?
Yeah, like it's all forgotten already.
Yeah,
because there's new problems now that they can use for the narrative.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy how normal everything's gone back to. I never thought it would get this normal.
And this is something, though, that's good to look at, because look how quickly they flip from one thing to the other. So whatever they think at the moment, we can end on this. Whatever you think at the moment is your doom and gloom. Like the energy prices are going up, all these things are going bad. Everything's going. It's all a narrative that will run out. It is not forever. Everything comes to an end. Shall survive this. You have survived every other bad thing that's happened, and you're still freaking here. And the same thing will happen with this. Just sit tight.
Roll with the punches.
Sit tight. Don't panic too much. And if you are panicking, check out people that you can have a chat with. Go find your intelligent mates that actually watch the news. This is what I do. Go and find your mate who doesn't just watch the news but looks at the data alongside it. I've got a guy who does this. My buddy who I was out with today, Mark. He always looks at the actual data. He circumnavigates all the crap and goes, "Here's the actual numbers." Go and talk to somebody like that, and then they'll give you a better picture of what's actually going on. Like already things are happening where there's going to be some kind of help coming in and stuff like that. So yeah, sit tight. We will get through it. It's all going to be all right. And yes, we will have to tighten our belts, but so will everybody. Yeah. Everybody's going to have to.
Yeah, and if you've got some loved ones, some older loved ones, make sure you check up on them regularly throughout this winter, like 100%. Even if you're not as close to them, check up on them.
Because they will be worried without telling you.
Yeah, older neighbours. If you've got older neighbours, check up on them, because it's going to be horrendous otherwise. And we just want to make it through this time, and we just want to minimise any kind of any fatalities.
We've been through enough, people. We've been through enough, and we still bloody made it, and we'll make it through this.
2 years of bloody lockdown weren't enough.
We made it. We made it through that jail sentence, and we'll do it through this. So it'll be all good. Hope we cheered you up a little bit. If anyone's mad at us, I mean, just be free to be mad at us. You have
freedom of speech,
freedom of madness. Have at it.
Freedom of
Other than that, have a great bloody week. Leave behind what was bad, bring forward what was good. We'll catch you in the next one.
Toodle pip.
Toodly pips.